Hello, hello, and happy Monday, everybody. It is, in fact, a Monday. And if you're paying attention to the thumbnails, I added some snow because it did, in fact, snow last week in my area. I was looking outside and there were definitely light flurries falling down from the sky. It didn't stick, obviously. I mean, it's November, but it has been a long time since I can remember it actually snowing this early in the season. So, I mean, no global warming is really a thing because we had a miserable summer, but it's also nice to see that it's not all bad when that extreme heat in the summer causes, I don't know what, but early cold winter, I guess. I don't know. Weather is weather. But yeah, thank you everybody for being in the chat. Adriana and Richard, you all are awesome. You all are just chatting it up because yeah, it's a Monday night, and well, if you're in the States, you definitely in theory should have a shorter week. I took an extra day, so my workload is for once light. And yeah. It's not all completely easy, but there is definitely less pressure to get things done than my normal work week. So here we go. Cool. So you know the drill. I've done this a bunch of times already. It's, I guess, the fourth or fifth time I feel like I've done this in a row. So I'm going to do a 30-minute sprint. I'm going working on chapter 11 right now. I got about 2 pages in, I think. Yeah, 2 pages in. Spacing is kind of weird. So, it's about 1,000 words. I'll say that, or 1,200 words, I think. So about 1,200 words into the current chapter that I'm working on. I'm going to see how far I can get. In between last Monday and now, I did tune it up a little bit. I had a couple of details here and there. So let me get the official numbering then. We are at 1,049, so 1050. And I do have some notes to some placeholders that I need to go back in and fill because I didn't really want to describe the various characters that are in that scene. So I'm just going through the details, and I'll add in some more substance at a later point. But that is what I'm working on now. And like I said, I'm going to do a 30-minute sprint. I'm going to do 20-minute sprint, and I'm going to do 20-minute sprint. And I'm going to alternate in. So during the middle sprint, I'm going to be working on my scripts for an upcoming episode. And in fact, I'm already next weekend going to be going sort of off of the productivity sprints because I'm doing a collaboration with Self Pub with Andy and ST Houston. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm in the process of reading now, but Dale came out with a book that's all about networking for Authortubers. And so it's a really helpful guide that I will be describing and giving my recommendations for and the things I learned from within that book. So, yes, please do smash that like button. Ooh, 600 words. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, you sent me an excerpt of that, and it got pretty spicy. Hey, self-care is absolutely productive. Self-care absolutely falls under the productivity of the sprints. So whatever you want to do, however you want to spend the time, you can write along with me. You can mute me and watch TV, or just sit there and stare at my face as I'm typing, or look at my dog. Whatever you want to do, I won't judge. But I'm glad that you're here on this Monday night or whenever you're watching the replay. And with that in mind, let's get started. I've kind of talked it up for quite a bit, given my intro, and I've talked about next week where I'll be back at the 7 o'clock time frame. So if you don't like the productivity sprints, I'll be doing my analysis of a Dale book. And then 2 weeks from now, I'll be back to my regular productivity sprints. But if you do like these productivity sprints, then hopefully you'll be back in 2 weeks. Or you'll be back next week, but you won't necessarily mind that I won't be doing a productivity sprint in between. So all that to say, let's get started And with that, we have 30 minutes of my sleeping dog. This obviously isn't live, but he is most likely on that couch upstairs, and I'm sure he is unconscious. Although he was kind of excited after our evening walk, and he was really looking for attention all day today. I don't know why. We spent a lot of time with him this weekend, and he just seemed really antsy today, I guess. I don't know. He wanted to go outside. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. He wanted to go outside, and then as soon as he was back in, he wanted attention. So for some reason, he wanted a lot more attention than he usually does. Instead, he's on a given day he's normally asleep, but today he just wanted all the pets. Also, yeah, it's 6 o'clock. So yeah, please do be sure to feed him because I did not do that after his walk since it was a little bit early. So I will see you all in 30 minutes, and I'm going on mute. Sorry, I forgot to turn down the volume for that. But yes, we are done with the first sprint. And it looks like we got a few more people. So thank you, everybody, for coming in. Wow, I gotta go way back. So thank you, Chandra Arthur, for joining in. Happy Monday. And Books by Adrian, thank you for being here too. Looks like you were doing some productivity sprints and you're working on your second Mythic story. So yeah, Mythic is your first book, and that's, I want to say, 150,000 words. So you have a long way to go if you're going to do anything equivalent to that. And I think you were talking about having the second book be even bigger. Can't remember if that was you, or if you were trying to cut down. I was talking to somebody who was working on a sequel, and their sequel they're planning on making even bigger. So yes. Also, you're working on the audiobook, which again, for that 150,000 words, that is very ambitious. So it's going to take a long time to get done, but it'll be really cool to hear the audiobook for your book. And it's really cool. Yeah, that's a really interesting process. So if you get that underway, I would be interested to know how that goes, because I have very little audio talents, but I'd be willing to try it out for my own book. And it looks like you've gotten a good 15 minutes of sprinting. Ooh, yep. And Adriana is working on sourdough. So, ooh. I'm sorry, Adrian, about your Thanksgiving plans. My wife and I are on alternating schedules because we have a lot of families, and families are not geolocated in similar areas. And that's true across all of my siblings and all of our in-laws. So we try to do an alternating schedule, and we've gotten everybody on the same alternating schedule, which really works out well. So this year we'll be going up to Adriana's family, and next year we'll be back with my family. Yeah, so exactly what Adrian just said. So we alternate. Yes. I think, well, Steve, I mean, yes, I know a lot of my family members don't eat meat, but I think there's plenty of them who eat pork. I don't know. There have been various levels of veganism and whatnot across my family. Or pescatarian is too. Pescatarian, is that the one that eats fish only as meat? I don't know. There's a lot of dietary restrictions. So yes, pork is included in there, and as is red meat. And yeah, I know a bunch of people have kind of switched what they do and don't eat. So I think sausage rolls would actually work for maybe half the people there. But either way, yes, there is definitely different dietary restrictions between our families. So where sausage rolls would be a big hit with your family, they are not quite the biggest hit with my family. Oh, that's really sweet. Hmm. Wow, 750 words. Chandra, that is awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, pescatarian. Thank you. Thank you. I was right. Pescatarian is the one that eats primarily fish, although I think my brother has since changed. I don't know. Well, it's very hard to keep up with everybody's dietary restrictions. And as they have kids, they try and some of them have sort of shifted in what they do and don't eat, and what they do and don't eat at their homes, and what they do and they don't eat when they're out at restaurants. I don't know. It's very hard to keep up. So yes, something neutral is probably the best way of handling that. Whereas I am kind of omnivore, so I will literally eat everything. And that's led to some interesting foods. But I'm definitely up for trying a whole bunch of different things. Yeah, let me also check out. So I had what, 1040? 1049. And I'm up to 1586. So I had about 540 words. Pretty good. got stuck in a couple of places, but I am definitely making yeah, I'm definitely making progress. So maybe another 1,000 words, and I feel like this chapter will be done. With that being said, I will most likely try and finish this chapter over Thanksgiving break and or tune it up the following week so that when we get back, I can start on chapter 12. Although I don't know if I need another 1,000 words to finish this. I might be able to get by with about 2,000 as they shift to the next scene. That's where I am. Yes. The chocolate whiskey cake, am a huge fan of. It is absolutely delicious, but it is kind of mean to, first of all, eat chocolate cake like that when the kids obviously can't have any. And it's not appropriate for a pregnant women to also eat. So there's a whole bunch of different things that are going on. But yes, a bunch of people have put in special requests for that bourbon cake because it is delicious. And while most of the alcohol will burn off, if you, I don't know, say hypothetically eat the cake batter before it goes in the oven, because there's always some leftovers, that has a surprisingly large amount of alcohol in there. And that, yeah, my wife Adriana's rule is that if I eat the batter that's left over, I cannot drive because there's some good alcohol left over. Oh, awesome. You're making great progress. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Interesting. Way different than book one. Cool. Yeah. I can sympathize with that. My first book was kind of, I threw a lot of different ideas in there. How well they stuck varies by, reader. How well people think I stuck the landing varies by reader. But book two is definitely a lot different. So falling through is kind of a journey. Expanding cracks is them coming home and dealing with the consequences. Uh, Book three is again another journey as they deal with the consequences, but books one and two have a very, very different flow. Oh, right. Fair enough. So, in addition to being baked with whiskey or bourbon, it's also topped with whiskey and bourbon. So, yeah, that is quite delicious and quite alcoholic. Fair enough. So, book one is. Yeah, given the interesting way the book ends, that is quite the inciting incident if those two are related. Cool, cool, cool. I like that. So book two is going to be more of ooh. I can't remember if you gave away the title yet, but if you haven't, thank you for sharing. That's pretty cool. Face of Gaia, interesting. More of a sci-fi fantasy quest adventure. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Tabitha. We have two more sprints. They're going to be each 20 minutes, and I'm going to get right back to it. So thank you for reminding me to get back on track. I've been kind of chatting away, and so you're right. You're right. You're right. So Tabitha, thank you. Let me set this up. Let me turn down the volume, and we can do another two sets of 20 minutes. But yeah, thank you for sharing books by Adrian because that's really cool. The Face of Gaia. I like the sound of it. And I like that it's a fantasy quest adventure. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I couldn't because you shared your titles with me offline, so I don't know like what's real and what's been publicly shared and what hasn't been. But yes, yes, yes. All right, sorry. I'm going to mute. We are doing 20 minutes, and then I will see you at the end of it. So take care and enjoy watching my dog sleep. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm just finishing up my last idea and then I am done. All right. Yep. Sorry about that. I took a couple of extra minutes because I want to check up on Adriana because she accidentally sliced her finger while she was cutting things. So, yep, she's all good. It's a tiny little cut and no worries there. I was working on two different scripts. So, I'm doing a collaboration script for next week where I'm reviewing a book. And I'm kind of rushing that because I let things sort of slip by on it. And then I'm working on a more long-term script that I'm still working on because it's a review of a book and a critical analysis of whether or not Tombs of Atuan, the second book in the the second book in the Wizard of Earthsea series, could be written today. And I have a lot of thoughts on it. I'm already up to 5 pages of notes, and I would like to bring home a couple of ideas. So I have a lot of things written down that I need to shorten, but I think I have a really good script here, and so I just need to refine it and fix a few of the details here and there. But yeah, for the most part, this script is all ready to go, and I'm ready for what will hopefully come in, I don't know, 2 seasons, I guess, if I keep doing these productivity sprints. Whereas the review of Dale's book, I need to get underway because I'm doing that a week from now. So I have a lot to read and or write over Thanksgiving break. And I'm going to start the third sprint as I finish working on chapter 11. So the third sprint will be me focusing on chapter 11. And looks like Adrian is putting his kid to sleep. Chandra, I hope you are still writing, and I believe that's all we got to do. So I'm going to start the third sprint, and then we will call it a day. So hopefully you all are being quite productive on this wonderful, wonderful Monday night, and we are all getting set up for either, if you're in the United States, multiple days of just indulgence and sloth, or multiple days of, being productive while we're with our families. I tend to lean towards the latter in that. Then again, I also start Thanksgiving Day. Well, usually I would start Thanksgiving Day off with a race. I tend to now do my running on Wednesday and not do an actual race on Thursday. So Thursday is all about sloth for me. And yeah, I'll do a good 7-mile run on Wednesday in preparation for Thanksgiving. And it's at my in-laws' house. So there is a massive hill, which is an absolute pain, but it's really good to get that thing underway because I feel much better after I run up it. And then I immediately have to turn around, run down, and then run back up a different hill. But that hill is steep and long, and it is 5 miles deep and can break me on my weaker days. But Tabitha, looks like you are handwriting a page for the last sprint. Cool, cool, cool. So handwriting, transcribing, and then handwriting again. Cool. Do you have a tool that you use to transcribe it? Like, are you taking pictures of it, or are you just handwriting it and then hand typing it in? Because I know there are some apps and or there's like a Kindle, I think that you can or Kindle equivalent where you can handwrite something on the screen itself and then it just converts it into actual type. Yeah, I like doing turkey trots. There was a fun one where the first, second, and third place runners got a turkey of whatever the first three times for men and women's runners would end up with a turkey. And to this day, everybody still gives me so much crap because I did not, in fact, place third in a massive race. In fact, I was not anywhere near it. So I think it was only 5K. I feel like I did maybe 21 minutes, 22 minutes. Maybe it was a 10K. I can't remember. Either way, my niece, who was probably maybe 12 or 13 at the time, she was only like a minute or two behind me. So if that's any metric for how far from the starting people I was, I think the winners were in like the 16-minute range, and I have yet to ever, yeah, so it probably was a 5K, and I have yet to ever run a sub 25K. So, all right, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, that works. That's really actually a great process to handwrite something and then type it out because then you can see and make all the changes you need. Sorry, it wasn't turkey, it was pies, but I did not win pies for my family. So, anyways, third and final sprint. I will see you all on the other side. I'm sorry, I'm talking way, way too much, but it's been a fun night, and I'm really excited to get a few days off. So, I am trying to share that excitement here. And fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'm going to start the last sprint, and then we can call it a day. right. That is the third and final sprint for tonight. And Chandra, looks like you are done for the sprint and dinner is coming out of the oven. So time to run. Thank you. Thank you for being here for those sprints. And I hope you enjoy your dinner. I'm also about to eat. So I'm going to start saying some goodbyes. Looks like Tabitha. Okay, cool. Yep. So you were talking about handwriting your notes and then typing it out. That makes sense. And yeah, for all of you in the States, I want to wish you a very, very enjoyable and happy Thanksgiving. Please do be careful if you're driving for any reason on Wednesday night. That is the worst time to drive for a variety of reasons, but it is hands down one of the most dangerous driving nights of the year. And so please do be careful. I hope you all stay safe. I hope you have a wonderful time off. For those of you who aren't in the United States, I hope you can just spend some time with your family over the next week because, family is really important and we all should hang out with each other as much as we can. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Let me check out my words too. I finished off with a few notes at the end to myself. So let's just see what we're working with here. So we have 2082 for the start and adding those words, 2035. So I wrote about 300 words, maybe a little bit less, 290, 280. But either way, that was pretty good. And I'm actually feeling like I'm almost done with chapter 11. All I got to do is add a few more descriptions, fill out those placeholders, close it off. And then I can move on to chapter 12, which will be pretty interesting because I think that's one of the ones where I'm going to have a very big reveal. And with that, this actually isn't saving, so that's not good. Oh, that's annoying. I got logged out. Okay, well, I will deal with that after we're done. Yes, please. Absolutely. But yeah, 423 words. Awesome job, Tabitha. And yep, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving as well. So I will see you all in a week at 7 o'clock, not 6 o'clock, but in 2 weeks, I'll be back at 6 o'clock. So again, I'll be reviewing a book a week from now at my normal 7 o'clock time. But then 2 weeks from now, I'll be back to these regular productivity sprints at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll see you all then and have an absolutely wonderful Thanksgiving. Take care.